2019 regular meeting of the Hawthorne City Council is called to order with all members present. We will be led in the Pledge of Allegiance by Sergeant Veronica Hernandez. If she could come up to the front. And we will be having an invocation by Lethel Williams today. Absolutely.
Place your right hand over your heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which I stand, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated.
Can someone assist raising the podium, please? It's okay. Maybe after she speaks, I think she'll be okay.
Oh, thank you for the opportunity, Lord God. Let us all bear our.
Please stand, everyone.
Stand. Yeah. Let's all bow our heads and giving grace to God for this gathering today, and bless all the council members for looking so well groomed before our community and all that's tuning in. Lord God, bless this council, bless this city for what has already brought forth to us. Well-groomed praise smooth streets, Lord God, and the thoughts that our new mind, young increments have brought to this community, and bless the veterans services that is brought forth to our community. Let all bodies be governed in your name, in the Father, in the name of Jesus Christ. Thank you. Amen.
Amen. And Sergeant Veronica Hernandez, who did our Pledge of Allegiance today, we selected her to do the Pledge of Allegiance. She's a wounded combat veteran who served in the United States Marine Corps for about 9 years. She completed 2 tours in Iraq and worked as a first responder for the White House in Washington, D.C. Currently, 80% of the disabled veterans are dealing with post-traumatic stress disorder, traumatic brain injury, amongst other mental and physical body injuries. So if somehow you don't see a physical injury, there's a lot of mental injuries that also take place that are very, very intense and damaging, and people are able to overcome that with lots of help. And we want to honor her. She's a single mother of 3 young children, and we want to honor her for her service. Let's give her a round of applause. Thank you for taking time out of your day to be here with us today. Mr. Clerk, please read the guidelines for oral communication, sir.
During oral communication, speakers shall have 3 minutes to state their business. The Brown Act prohibits the City Council from providing a detailed response or acting upon any item contained on the agenda. The governing bodies as a body shall have the discretion at the close of the oral communications to refer your remarks to the City Manager for study, investigation, report, and/or recommendation.
Maria Angelica Castro. What's going to happen? Translation.
Good evening, everyone.
Señora, le voy a pedir un favor. Usted, que se acerque la señorita. Miss, could you please raise the podium? There's a little switch there.
On the top.
To raise the podium a little bit. I think it reached this limit. Okay. Sí, deja a la señorita que se acerque para que traduzca para usted. Ahí. Pero siga, señora. Acérquese un poquito.
Buenas noches. Estoy este día aquí para comunicarles de que tengo un pequeño detalle en mi calle. El problema es que todos los residentes que vivimos en la avenida,
Mother Avenue, and she's speaking on the street that she lives on. There's a bit of a problem with the congestion.
tenemos el problema porque la gente nos insulta, no podemos salir en sí. De lo que es de las 4 de la tarde a las 6 de la tarde es un problema muy grande. Mi preocupación
She says from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. there's people insulting her and that there has been several problems from her to just leave her house.
Mi otra preocupación es que ya tenemos este gran problema en este instante y muy pronto tendremos abierto el estadio y tendremos el triple del tráfico. Quisiera que la ciudad hiciera un estudio para nosotros los residentes poder salir de ahí, porque
She's fearing that this problem will go on and that the building of the stadium will make it worse, and she would like a study to be made to see what's going on in her street and see if there's this will cause more problems and if there's a solution for it.
Okay, le voy a encargar. Okay, el domicilio, I'm asking her for her address.
4824 West 120.
4824 West 120th Street. Okay, so le voy a pedir al manejador que se encargue de ver qué puede estudiar, qué puede ver sobre el tráfico sobre esa calle. Okay, se lo voy a encargar a él. So I just told her that I'm going to have city manager take a look at the traffic in that situation and if she could fill out a form as well so that we could get back to her. Okay?
Sería mucho porque sí, en realidad tenemos un grave problema. Lo principal es cuando nos insultan.
Okay. So they're having a big traffic problem because they're trying to get out of their driveway and there's just kind of a lot of road rage out there, people trying to get home. So, okay, gracias, señora. All right. Cleo
Well, that's me.
Cleo Cereceda? Did I pronounce that correctly? Oh, pretty good, huh? All right.
I just wanted to introduce myself to the council. I'm an intern for Dr. Jimenez, the city clerk, and I am majoring in women's studies and I'm minoring in political science, and I just wanted to meet everybody.
Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you for helping translate. That was really nice of you. All right. Laurelia Walker, North Hawthorne Community Association. ¿Qué pasó? What happened?
Members of the Hawthorne City Council, my name is Lolly Walker, and I am Secretary of North Hawthorne Community Association. I'm here to invite each of you, and indeed all residents, staff, and friends of Hawthorne to our 4th annual Easter egg hunt. It's going to be held on Saturday, April 6th from 11 a.m. until 2 p.m. at Eucalyptus Park, 12100 Inglewood Avenue. There's going to be games, arts and crafts, and face painting, and the opportunity to have your picture taken with the Easter Bunny. We're going to have egg hunts at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and 1 o'clock. Everyone is invited. Please come and have a good time. And I do have one of these for each of the council people, please.
If you would like to leave some of those at the entrance on the little table that we have there, people can pick those up, ma'am.
We'll do that, and we also are on the City of Hawthorne website if you
Excellent.
need to get the information again. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Pat Donaldson?
Evening, Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, and City Council. I want to talk to you about number 11. On December 8th, 2015, number 37B, it was considered sponsoring the city to sponsor the Chamber of Commerce Business Expo on March 10th, 2016. If you look at the video, it was approved by all of the city council and the mayor that the city would sponsor the business expo for the chamber. And being sponsored means that a company believes in you and what you're doing and what you need to help. It also means you have something a company wants. A sponsor provides support for someone or something, typically by supplying cash. What I want to do is give all of the city council and Russell and Arnie information. This is for you two. I understand that the city wants to start a bank account, and in the paperwork that I'm giving you, we already have a bank account that says the Hawthorne Chamber of Commerce Business Expo, and I'm giving everyone a copy of that. Also, in one of our meeting minutes on October 7th of 2015, Olivia has been the chair for our event, or for the event that we both do together. And it says the event will be in conjunction with the Hawthorne Chamber and Economic Development Department, and the proceeds will be split between the two groups, and this is per Olivia. And that's also in the paperwork that I have for all of you. And the other, did everyone get the copies?
Let's get those copies.
Oh, okay.
Russell.
So there's also, we have also completed a fictitious business name for the Hawthorne Business Expo. And we always look forward to working together with the city and with the chamber to sponsor any events. And we already have a checking account, so there's no need to open up another one. And we are legally recognized from the state of California and the county doing business as the Hawthorne Business Expo. And I just want to make mention that someone had mentioned that we should close our office one day a week, you know, so we have extra funds for the chamber. It's been 3 minutes? Oh, okay. Well, anyways, I just want you to know that most chamber presidents make between $50,000 and $150,000, and I make zero money for the chamber, and that's because I really love this city, and also with Charisse, who doesn't make what she should be making for our chamber. So these are the papers that we have, and I hope that all of you will look at it. Thank you.
Gordon Michael Migo.
Hello, my name is Gordon Michael Migo, native resident of Hawthorne since October the 8th, 1952. On Thursday, March 7th, I and about 500 other people attended the State of the City at the Hawthorne Memorial Center. It was probably one of the best State of the City events that I have attended, and it was terrific. And I must congratulate Pat Donaldson for putting together a fantastic program. And our fair mayor, Alex Vargas, spoke well for our city and outlined all the up-and-coming things, and also that which we have already accomplished, and you did well. And also, next item that we should be really proud of, which was also right about that time, was the splashdown that was of SpaceX's Dragon capsule. The precursor to the actual manned version that will occur, they say, in the summertime. This was covered in the Daily Breeze of March the 9th. You can check it online. And so that was pretty exciting, you know, Hawthorne in the news, you know, and so we can look forward to that, so stay tuned. Also, then the week later, on Saturday, March the 16th, Hawthorne Historical Society had their annual pancake breakfast over at the museum at Jim Thorpe Park. And so it was a great gathering, you know, pancakes, you know, the sausages, bacon, the orange juice, and the coffee, and just a lot of people that showed up there, the camaraderie and the great weather and the park atmosphere. Also, I was going to say is that we have a new business in town that we garnered. That's the Hobby Lobby that is now in the former location of the Sports Mart. That's over there on the Ocean Gate and Rosecrans, you know, commercial corridor there, and it's kind of like sort of like a Michael's. A little bit, you know, arts and crafts, a little bit Joann's, a little bit, and but it's probably, you might say, much more than that. And I took a tour of it this past weekend, I was thoroughly impressed and then some. So check it out. It's actually sort of like behind the South Bay Ford. Yeah, to give you a kind of little location. There are a couple of bits of legislation that is afoot that we must be concerned about. One is by the South Coast Air Quality Management District. They are proposing a half-cent sales tax plan that regards to environmental issues that they want to deal with, and I hope the city will focus in on that and take a look at that and say, hey, we're taxed enough, And then one last thing is legislation by Senator Ben Allen of Santa Monica. He has put forward Senate constitutional amendment number 5 that deals with parcel taxes, where he wants to change the percentage of approval from 2/3 or about 66.67% to a mere 55%. So the city should oppose that threshold because we don't want to make it easy for taxes to be raised. If they want to reduce taxes by a simple majority, that's fine, but not to raise them. So I hope the city will jump on that and make it be known.
Sir,
as
you've
a
gone over your time
resolution.
limit. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right, so we just want to make sure that people just understand that we do have a 3-minute time limit. If you go over a little bit, we'll let you finish your thoughts. The same with the presentation. There's a 10-minute time limit, only so we can make our meetings efficient. And it's not fair to let other people speak while other people were regulating this. So we just want to be as nice about it as possible, but we also need to make sure that we have everybody understand. And our city clerk will jump in whenever he needs to. Anybody else wishing to address the city council? Now's the opportunity. Please line up if you're going to address the city council. We need to see how many people we have so we can anticipate. Okay, go ahead, sir.
Mayor, City Council, I was quite busy this weekend. We had, my church here in Hawthorne had our new bishop from our church, from our diocese, here on Sunday, which I was not here. I was out of town. I was at one of my close friends' wedding on Sunday. Then I came back Sunday night. We had not a confrontation, but we had a problem at the in front of my apartment building, outside it, not in the apartments. We ended up, I thought the guy was having this disorder, a seizure or whatever, epileptic fits. I walked out to see if he needed any assistance. I called PD, they came out to assist. Found out that the guy was on an illegal substance. I won't say what type of drug he was on. I happened to catch him on the downside from the effect of the illegal drug that he was using. I got not aware of what he was on or what was wrong with him. Gentleman thanked me for caring enough to come out to ask him if he was okay. He found, his mother, PD handled that quite well. His mother was called out, and the gentleman was wasn't belligerent to me. I told him I wasn't a police officer. I was a concerned citizen for your safety and mine. He walked around, walking out in the street, but my neighbors felt, in the apartment building, felt there was something wrong with him. I said, well, why ask me? Why didn't you just call the police? But Instead, I went out to see if there was any aid I can do to help him. And he was actually he was coming down off a heroin withdrawal that night, but he went home safely. Was no harm done to them, and I'd like to thank the officers that responded and treated him with dignity and the way they handled the calls. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Granados, hi.
Daniel Granados, Hawthorne Library. I just wanted to mention the Friends of the Hawthorne and Weisburn Libraries are having their annual book sale Saturday, April 6th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. I also wanted to mention, I mentioned it before, but we have our Career Online High School program, which is a free high school diploma program for adults who did not graduate from high school. Well, the County Board of Supervisors has sponsored 400 additional seats in this program. So I'd like to see if we can get as many Hawthorne residents as possible to apply and get accepted into this program. So if there's any way the city can help us advertise that, just get in touch with me. I can send you some materials or anything you need.
Name of the program again?
Career Online High School is the name of the program.
Purely online program?
It's all online, and participants not only can get their high school diploma, but they can get a career certificate in 10 different subject areas as well to help them get a job once they graduate from the program. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. That's really good information. Next, Mr. Orleman, hi.
My name's Jerry Orleman, and I live on Weisburn Avenue. Please excuse me for my throat. I have throat problems, and my doctor gives me artificial saliva for it. And when that doesn't work and I have a lot of pain, he gives me artificial tears so I can cry. I'd like to address the council on the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. This is something commissioned in 1921 as a memorial to Los Angeles veterans who died in World War I. Built on public funds or with public funds, it was open for business in 1923. Since that time, it's been the only venue in the world to play host to 2 Olympiads, 1 World Series, and 2 Super Bowls, including the very first Super Bowl ever. Today, the University of Southern California has a contract to do the maintenance and responsibility and upkeep for the Coliseum. What they also have is naming rights, and they recently, the end of last year, gave those naming rights in exchange for certain gifts to United Airlines. So as of this coming August, the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum is going to become the United Airlines Memorial Coliseum. I find this to be an abomination. It's an insult to all veterans anywhere, and particularly to the dead veterans from World War I. And I don't think it's something that should be stood for. I came here today, and I know I'm not supposed to do this, but I came here today to ask this city council to provide a resolution against changing the name of the Coliseum. I know this is short notice. I'm not supposed to do it. There's a Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum Commission meeting Thursday, the 28th at 2:30 at the Coliseum, where they'll be discussing this among other business. We've been trying to get a lot of people to be able to go down, attend the meeting, and speak in public comments at that time. I would encourage anybody who hears my voice today to attend that meeting, 2:30 at the Coliseum. The light just made me freeze. Can you believe that? Before I would really like the City Council to back a resolution I know it's short notice, but I would like to present the commission with that, with the Coliseum resolution this coming Thursday, if it's at all possible. Thank you very much.
Sir, can you provide information to our city manager?
Yes, I will.
But just to be very, like, kind of just be honest on the probability of that happening, an official resolution, there's not enough time. We would have had to agendize that resolution for this meeting. And we have to do a Brown Act, which requires us to give 24 to 48 hours notice on the issue. So, but I understand your concern, and to have that right there with LA Coliseum implies that it's not necessarily a memorial for the veterans. Somehow it's memorial for the United Airlines incidents or their staff or something. So, yeah.
In 1984, the Coliseum made it both a national and a city historical landmark.
Can we just if it's brief comments, then we'll do brief comment, and then we'll talk about it during reports. Go ahead.
Through the chair, we could get it from the Google about the history of the Coliseum.
Go ahead.
I was going to suggest maybe a letter for now, since the meeting is in 2 days.
There you go.
Maybe a letter that we can sign, because I agree we should not be putting United Airlines on that Coliseum. So I would recommend for us to submit a letter.
Is that something we could do, City Attorney? Can we do that? Or is it not actionable since it's...
You know the answer.
Just say it. You're gonna be the bad guy.
I can do a letter that you can each sign individually,
Yes.
not as a group.
Okay, that sounds good. We'll try to get something.
Okay.
I thank you for anything that can be done.
Yes,
And you
thank
can use my stamp if you can't reach me.
Yes.
What was funny about that? I don't get it. But okay, you guys go ahead.
Also, my name is Darlene Love. I live in Holly Park. First of all, I'm giving you an update on Charles Bowie.
All right.
Charles is still, he has been transferred to a home.
Oh.
And I talked to his daughter-in-law Sunday at church, and they're trying to get his brother to come from Louisiana so they can bring him home. She said it's quite expensive where they have him now, where Kaiser has, but he's really too heavy for some woman or something to turn him over. He's still having a problem with walking. So hopefully they'll be able, his daughter and son, is to get something so they can bring Charles home. But he's still about a little bit better, but I think that he's going to need a lot of rehabilitation. And the next thing, I want to thank them, the veterans, because my husband is a deceased veteran, and he is at the National Cemetery where I will be. But there's a lot of quite information, but I have no qualms about the veterans because I have been supplied with everything I need from them. So I want to thank them for some of the information I was given today. And I want to thank you all for doing a great job with the city. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Next, please.
Good evening once again, Honorable Mayor, Mayor Pro Tems, council members, City of Hawthorne, and our head departments. Lithell Williams, a proud parent here in the City of Hawthorne. Francis Stigwich will be very proud of how you well-groomed and presented this council today in your dress. She will be very, very, I know she would. I know she would. Okay, spring has sprung. 2019, yes, get into it, get into it. And our city has definitely got into it. Our city is the talk of the town. Even if you're out of the community, you'll hear about, well, I'm a VIP event staffer part-time, and I worked some vineyards, and I was just being a VIP staffer on one event, and they were saying, well, you know, we didn't get a hotel room in the town that our event is, not mentioning the neighbor of Inglewood. We got a hotel room in a new hotel in a city called Hawthorne. I said, what you say? I think I know that city. I live there. So please, the City of Hawthorne is definitely on an uprise. Thumbs up for our streets. Our streets are well paved right now. Please drive through with no axles being broken, no bumps, not too many of them left. And we have beautiful, beautiful benches for the bus. Even sometime it's good to get out and take the bus. It's very good. And last time we met, I'm 1 year younger, 57 years younger, and I feel good like 37 because I'm forever young. And kudos to our Veterans Commission. I mean, they're doing an enormous job. No, the surrounding communities do not have a commission like our Veterans Commission that is shining all the way in Westwood. And I work UCLA campus pretty much. The women's basketball, volleyball, the men's basketball, and right next to Westwood, you take the same exit up there, and the Veterans Committee is doing a wonderful job. And it is definitely raising eyebrows still about our mall site. However, the Tesla motor cars are looking very good over there in that parking lot. Kudos to SpaceX, how they keep Hawthorne shining. And we really want to encourage the SpaceX and Tesla company and invite them, hey, open up the mall to be a Tesla motor shop. Those cars in the windows would make the Hawthorne Boulevard look totally amazing. Even you got the old site for the old hospital owner. Now he's got new cars on his lot. Open up these lots and be a really shining part of our city of Hawthorne, and continue to let these other conglomerates, chambers shine. Open up that new bank account, no matter what. Thank you.
Anybody else wishing to express their concerns to the city council? If not, anybody else? If not, I'll declare oral communications closed, so ordered. All right, let's see. All right, Mr. Clerk, can we have your consent calendar, sir, please?
Mr. Mayor, I have 5 items on my consent calendar for your approval. Item 5, approval of city council minutes for the special meeting of February 12th, 2019, and the regular meeting of March 2019. Item 6, approval of waiver of full readings of resolutions and ordinances on tonight's agenda. Item 7, city treasurer request approval of the warrants. Item 10, resolution number 8060, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Hawthorne, California, proclaiming March as Women's History Month. Item 11, resolution number 8062, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Hawthorne, California, establishing a gift program for Earth Day and Service Day Provider Fair, the Veterans Recognition Event, and the Hawthorne Business Expo, January 29th, 2020, for adoption.
I move.
Second.
Please vote.
The vote reflects mayor and city council voting yes.
Item 14.
Ordinance number 2177, second reading. An ordinance of the City Council of the City of Hawthorne, California, amending section 2.06.190, decorum generally, of chapter 2.60, City Council, of Title II, Administration, Civil Service, and Personnel of the Hawthorne Municipal Code related to disruption of city council meetings.
I move.
Second.
Please vote.
The vote reflects mayor and city council voting yes.
Item 15, sir.
Ordinance 2175, first reading. An ordinance of the City Council of the City of Hawthorne, California, amending Chapter 10.20, Traffic and Parking Control Devices, Signs and Markings of Title 10, Vehicles and Traffic, to the Hawthorne Municipal Code relating to parking regulations for introduction.
I move to introduce. Mr. City Manager, your consent calendar, please, sir.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I have items 17 through 23 for your approval tonight.
I move to approve these.
Second.
Please vote.
The vote reflects mayor and city council voting yes.
It was seconded by Councilmember Montero. At this time, we have discussion action items. I'd like to, do we have the swearing in? Okay, so I would like to ask Manuel Balboa to please come up before the podium, and Mr. Donald Harris. Commissioners, in some of the other commissions, but we're here for a special purpose. So the item I have on the agenda is the appointment of Manuel Balboa to the Citizens Oversight Committee and the appointment of Donald Harris to the Citizens Oversight Committee. And I believe with this, we'll have a quorum, correct? Excellent. I make a motion.
Second.
Can't we group them like we do the others? Oh, I'm so sorry. For bookkeeping, absolutely. Appointment of Manuel Balboa to the Citizens Oversight Committee. I make a motion.
Second.
Please vote.
The vote reflects mayor and city council voting yes.
I make a motion to appoint Donald Harris to the Citizens Oversight Committee. Please, it's been seconded. Please vote.
Vote reflects mayor and city council voting yes.
Excellent. I'll swear them in. You'll have a separate swearing in. You talk to the city clerk right after, so I'll go ahead and swear you in for the benefit of the community. All right, folks. Oh, Commissioner Darlene Love wants to do this. All right, come on up. Okay, all right. All right, I'm just kidding. All in good fun, you know that. Okay, please raise your right hand. And please speak into the mic. Repeat your name. I.
Do solemnly, well, you have to say your name.
I have to say my name, Manuel Balboa.
Donald Harris. Do solemnly swear
that we will support and defend the Constitution
of the United States
and the Constitution
of the State of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California.
That I take this obligation freely.
That I take this obligation freely
Without any mental reservation.
without any mental reservation
Or purpose of evasion.
or purpose of evasion.
And that I will well.
And that I will well
And faithfully.
and faithfully
Discharge the duties.
discharge the duties
Upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I am about to enter.
All right, thank you. Congratulations.
All right.
All right, folks. So this is our Citizens Oversight Committee for Measure HH, and we have a quorum. So now we're going to have members of the community that will be able to oversee what's going on with that and make sure that everything is legitimate and on board. Thank you, gentlemen, for volunteering your time. And I think we also have another Ryan Richard, who's also part of that group. Is there anything further from any of my council colleagues that they want? Okay, so let's start off with reports from the city treasurer, David Patterson.
I don't have anything at this time except for saying I want to thank the community for coming out and being making your voices heard and participating in this process. Look forward to continuing to see you at all the future council meetings.
Thank you, sir. Mr. City Clerk, Dr. Paul Jimenez.
I just have a couple things. One, our office is looking to improve our communication with our residents. So something that we're using is called Nextdoor, which is an app that about 7,000 Hawthorne residents are currently signed up for. So I would ask anyone that would be interested to please check out their website. It's www.nextdoor.com. And if you're interested, please sign up to Nextdoor. If anybody needs help signing up to Nextdoor, just give my office a call and one of our interns would walk you through the process. My number is 310-349-2918. But again, there's over 7,000 residents on Nextdoor right now, so it's a great way to just keep updated on any current events that are happening. And of course, we're going to use Facebook and our website, but the more connected that we are, the better. Second, this is just a reminder to anyone that received an email from Monica that your 700 forms are due this week. So we ask for you to do them by tomorrow. And yeah, Montero and Talea, you don't have to do them, okay? Because you're VIPs. I'm just kidding. No, you guys are good because you were just elected.
Because we done it already.
Yeah, you were just elected, so you're fine. So, and then the last thing is Sunday, March 31st is Cesar Chavez Day. So a lot of the food that you eat was picked in the fields by hardworking people who Cesar Chavez advocated for in the 60s and 70s. So I suggest that on Sunday that we take a few minutes to pay gratitude to those hardworking individuals who are responsible for picking the food that's on your plates. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Councilmember Hadarawat, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just want to thank everyone out for coming today. I want to congratulate Robert Smith for being our Veteran of the Quarter. Congratulations. Also want to congratulate the Veterans Commission for always doing an outstanding job. And that's all.
Thank you, sir. Councilmember Mike Tayeda.
I'd like to also congratulate Robert Smith, Veteran of the Quarter. 80 years in Hawthorne, man. You should get a park named after you. That's a big deal. And the Veteran Commission. I mean, they're really out there doing the job. You know, I want to say a few words about this young lady that did the Pledge of Allegiance. She's a friend of mine. I'm glad she came because this is the month, what is it? Women's
Month.
Women's Month. You know, I was at a function for female veterans last Friday, and it was packed. It was down at the Patriotic Hall on Figueroa. And it's a combination of the LA County veterans and then the Sparks, the female basketball team. And you would see all these young girls that are signing up. And anyway, the thing about female vets is that they get hurt the same today in this war because of the main weapon that they use is the IED, the improvised explosive device. And this young lady was in a vehicle who got hit by an IED, and she suffered some brain injury and post-traumatic stress, and she's a single mom of 3, and she's got some great support, you know, but it's a struggle. It's a struggle for these young people that have gone to war, particularly if you think of them as your sister or your niece or your granddaughter or your daughter. You know, they deal with a lot of stuff that a lot of the public is not aware of. And I'm really grateful to her for coming out here and at least giving us the opportunity to say thank you and get a standing ovation. That's you cannot do that enough. You cannot do that enough. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Council member Alex Montero.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you for all of you coming tonight. Again, it's a great month because it's the Women History Month. So, and you know that without the women, men could not have been in this earth. So, you guys are our mothers and the mothers of all things, right? Again, I want to congratulate Mr. Smith. Well deserved. You know, again, like I said, 80 years in the city, and your service in the U.S. Air Force is commendable. So congratulations again. And to the young lady, our prayer, our hopes will be with you forever because you serve us, and we here because of your guys' sacrifice. And when we talk about freedom and peace, you guys is the one who maintains that. So thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate that. I do the lady that who spoke in Spanish, 120 is a mess every day. I can tell you because I go down to that street almost every day because I live on Ramona, and then I have to go to 118 in York. So 120, Arnie, if you can do something about it, please. You know me, I don't ask you for too much, right? But 120, I have heard from a lot of people, not just from her, but a lot of other people have come telling me about the 120. Even some of them have to suggest for us to make it like one lane instead of 2 lanes.
Who said that?
Somebody said that. I said, you're crazy.
Pretty smart.
But they trying to avoid all that traffic jam because people are getting out of the 105 freeway and the 405 freeway, taking 120, as an alternative road. So we know that is a problem. Against the Veterans Commission, thank you for all your service. You guys have done an outstanding job. And I would love to see those 19 names that are in Northern California on that KAA wall, maybe to be on a Hawthorne Memorial Center. Okay, so work on that, please. I just want to congratulate the Hawthorne Historical Society. They did an outstanding breakfast. There was a lot of people out there, so we did have fun. And a lot of people, talking about issues about Hawthorne, about the history of Hawthorne, all the historic society. So they've been doing a great job out there. So thank you very much. On March 20th, I attended a meeting of 4 school districts: Centinela Valley Union High School, Hawthorne School District, Lawndale Elementary School District, and Lenox School District. As you know, Hawthorne, we comprise of 5 school districts. So at least these 4 school districts are trying to work together to improve the life of children and also make sure that every student is success in life. So they came up with this resolution that they're going to work together to make sure that the kids is going to have quality preschool through 12th grade in math, science, arts. So they're working together because this school district, in the history of Hawthorne, and I was in the school board for 11 years, they had not been working together. Usually they're trying to compete with one another. But finally, they have come together, Centinela Valley, Hawthorne School District, Lawndale Elementary, and Lenox School District, to create a resolution that they're going to work together for the better achievement of our students. So that is a great news. And Mr. Mayor, there you have it. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. All right. Mayor Pro Tem Valentine.
Thank you, Mayor. The first thing I'd like to do is address the comments that were made by the president of the Chamber of Commerce about the Business Expo and about my role in it. So the resolution that we passed tonight established a gift program for Earth Day and the Service Provider Fair, the Veterans Recognition Event, and the Hawthorne Business Expo, which allows these events to receive money from the public, or the city will receive the money for the benefit of these events. In the past, we were not able to do that. So the Business Expo, which I have coordinated for the past 4 years, used the Chamber's bank account as a convenience because the city had no means by which the Business Expo could collect money. We ran a separate committee. The committee was made up of many different organizations and people. The chamber was, some chamber members were a part of it, but we had assistance from the South Bay WIB, the Small Business Development Center, South Bay Council of Governments, and private companies. The chamber has never taken a lead role in the Business Expo because I was the primary contact in organizing this event. I made arrangements with the committee that I set up to have flyers for the event mailed out in the utility bills of every city resident, promoted the event on the city's digital billboard. I arranged for the use of the Memorial Park, solicited contributions for the event, agendized the Business Expo as a city-sponsored event. So this was always a separate event from the chamber. We invited the chamber to collaborate, and we said it was a city-sponsored event, but we welcomed everybody to help. Well, we found out recently that the chamber had decided that they wanted to take it over for the benefit of the chamber. And so we felt as though this was formed not for the benefit of the chamber, for the benefit of the residents and the businesses of Hawthorne. So that's why we made this move, so that now anyone who wants to contribute to the Business Expo can, in fact, give to the city. The check can be made out to the city. The city will have a separate account for each of these events, and the money will be used only for these events. So I do feel as though I'm perfectly willing to continue collaborating with anyone who wants to collaborate to make this a successful event. It has been very successful, especially this past year. And let me tell you why I'm passionate about it, because it helps the businesses. This year we had 34 Hawthorne businesses participating, and I was so proud of that, so much more than at any other time. I was very proud of that. Hawthorne benefits if it's business benefit. We are interested in growing and sustaining our businesses. So I just wanted to comment on that because of the comments that had been made earlier. I wanted to clarify that for the benefit of the public. I am just delighted at the Daily Breeze article on Hawthorne on the March 24th. Great article. It was already commented on, so I won't take much time talking about that. But the Daily Breeze once again gave us good press, praising our so-called flurry of hotels over the next 3 years, which will double our hotel volume from 4 to 7 hotels, and our combined rooms from 417 to 760. So we're going to have an 83-room True, Best Western Premier Hotel with 88 rooms, and a Hilton Garden Inn with 131 rooms, and we already have those wonderful the 2 hotels over here, the Marriott hotels, which of course you know of. I want to thank the Veterans Affairs Commission for always being on the ball. To Kyle Orleman, to Neil Gaffney, everyone who participates in having made this a great commission for the benefit of the veterans of Hawthorne and the surrounding area. Thank you for your dedication. Thank you, Robert Smith, for your dedication, and we're so pleased to acknowledge you as being veteran of the quarter. And thank you all for coming out. Have a good weekend, and that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. There's a go back. Councilmember Montero, your go back, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I forgot to mention that April 5th is the deadline for volunteer appreciation, nominees. So, because remember on April 28th, we're going to have the Volunteer Appreciation Day at the Memorial Center, 2 p.m. But the deadline for to nominate your volunteer is on April 5th. So make sure you drop your forms at my office, or you can mail it to the P.O. Box. So again, my office in 11802 York Avenue, right there on 118 and York. You can just put it on the mailbox. You don't need to come into the school. So then it will save you a stamp because you have to put a self-stamped envelope for your nominees to get the invitation. Okay, so for April 5th deadline. Thank you.
And the event is April
28th at 2 p.m. at the Hawthorne Memorial Center.
Sunday, right?
Sunday, yes, it is.
Thank you, sir. All right, folks. Thank you all for being here. I want to thank Sergeant Veronica Hernandez for being here. Thank you for your service. You're taking care of your 3 children. You have people that may support you, but it's a tough job doing it essentially by yourself. And we hope everything turns out well with anything that you might be going through with regards from the effects of your experience overseas. And we'll keep you in our prayers, okay? Thank you very much for being here. Is that her husband? Is that her husband? Is that her husband?
No.
Well, I don't want to ask questions, but whoever the young gentleman is over here.
Is the man of the family right now.
He's the man of the family. I don't know what these days. I don't know. Maybe husband, boyfriend. Maybe I might be announcing somebody. Be surprised for people out there. Thank you. He's the man of the house? All right, he's the man of the house. All right, let's give him a round of applause, too, for backing her up. Okay, guys. 120th Street. Absolutely. My parents live down in York in 120th Street. So when I want to go visit my mom and my dad, I have to, I guess, queue up behind those cars to get to their place and turn left on York. So I understand the pain that people go through. And I guess people are trying to go home, and the traffic is generally increasing all around town. So it's not just 120th Street. Okay, so it's just really, I mean, I understand. No solamente aquí en la 120, en todas partes. So it's all over the place. So I guess LA is a desirable place to live. Hawthorne in particular, as the CNBC report said, and one of the main reasons is because of our schools. The CNBC had a study, a poll and survey, and they found that Hawthorne was was the most desirable place to live in the state of California. One of the elements was livability, as I mentioned to you guys before, and I mentioned it at the State of the City, and I think I mentioned it at the last meeting. And this is proof that this has happened. The proof of it is that our schools are working together. They had a State of the Schools event about a week ago, and they all got together. So it's not a surprise that they're working together. They always have, but this is to formalize that cooperation that they have. And the proof is in the pudding. To have a school that's in the top 50 in the state is excellent. The top 10 in the state and top 50 in 54 in the nation. Thank you for that clarification. Hawthorne Math and Science Academy. And our awesome Weisburn schools that also have a place in that list as well. So we congratulate them. And Hawthorne High School in Centinela is also rising in scores. And the development of their campus is looking awesome. Another positive article for Hawthorne highlighted Hawthorne High School and how they're spending their bond money to be able to refurbish and to build new state-of-the-art facilities for their students. So, I mean, we're coming on the news for positive things. No, long gone are those days when we used to come out for drama. I mean, so beware the person that causes drama on this council, all right? Okay. I'll do it? Okay, no, don't worry. So that other article that came out was the one on the hotels, that we're booming when it comes to hotels. And I just want to make it clear that, you know, we have those hotels all popping up across the street on Hawthorne and Imperial. There's going to be some that are opening up over here on El Segundo. I just want to make it clear. Everybody says the stadium this, the stadium's doing this. No, you know what? This hotel industry was planned long before that stadium was even thought of, okay? So we laid the groundwork for this. And even if we didn't have the hotels, we would still be having success with these hotels because we're proving that we're an alternative to Century Boulevard and the hotels that are over there. We're in the same tier of hotels, but it's less crowded. It's easier to get to. The metro station is right across the street. So it's a desirable place to live. So even if we didn't have the NFL stadium, we would be having great success. So we're doing this, and we're making a name for ourselves on our own, okay? And we're not depending on the region. So sure, we'll get the benefits from all that. Same with the Hawthorne Airport. Our foresight and working with our partners at the Hawthorne Airport, we anticipated that we needed an alternative for charter travel in the region. And so that's what's happening over there. Not because of the stadium and not because of anything else. This would have stood alone and been successful on its own. So we're proving to be a point of synergy where people want to come because of what we've established in the groundwork that we laid. So let's give a round of applause to staff and the community and all the residents who support it. Okay, so that's it for my comments. And before we leave today, I just want to talk to you about somebody who passed away recently, a longtime member of the community. We're going to close in honor of her. Her name was Diana Joy Siegel, who was born August 31st, 1945. And she passed away March 13th, 2019. She's here represented by her daughter, Melissa Siegel, who's here in the audience, longtime residents of the city of Hawthorne. And she passed away in Torrance. So I'm going to just read kind of what was on the little handout at her funeral that I attended. Diana was raised in Reseda, California, and went to Cleveland High School. She graduated in 1963. She worked on Broadway and also for actors Pat Buttram and Sheila Ryan. As a secretary and all-around homemaker, she also assisted at a home for senior citizens. Diana owned her own in-home daycare for 20 years here in the city of Hawthorne, and she's joyfully served children from newborn to 5 years of age. She was an active and faithful member of Centinela Bible Church in the city of Hawthorne, where she served as a board member for their Christian school. Diana also impacted children's lives as PTA president at York Elementary School, which is part of Hawthorne School District. And she had a heart for the city of Hawthorne's community events and was very, very active in the various city of Hawthorne events. Diana was outgoing, she was fun-loving, people person, and she was very proud of her dad, Mickey Simpson, who was an actor, a stuntman, and pro boxer. And, you know, my interactions with her, although minimal, were very pleasant. And, you know, she had a sense of humor that you guys would, you know, really keeled over for. Diana survived by her loving husband, Jerry Siegel, and her beautiful daughter, Melissa. And just if we can keep her in our prayers, her daughter and her husband, and may God's perpetual light shine upon her. So let's close this meeting in honor of her. This meeting is adjourned.